Today, we're counting down 10 movies where friendship slowly shifts into something deeper. No fluff, just the best films that show how real love often begins as connection, comfort, and companionship. Let's get right into it. At number 1. Plus One, 2019. This movie follows two longtime friends Ben and Alice who are both sick of attending weddings alone, so they team up as each other's date for an entire season of ceremonies. What begins as a practical pact quickly becomes something more complicated. With every awkward toast and emotional vow they witness, their banter takes on a new warmth, and the idea of staying just friends becomes harder to defend. The film blends humor with a surprisingly honest look at modern dating, how easy it is to hide behind sarcasm, and how terrifying it can be when friendship starts to feel like something deeper. Number 2. Love, Rosie, 2014. This movie follows two childhood best friends, Rosie and Alex, whose connection is so deep it practically shapes their entire lives. Rosie and Alex grow up inseparable, but as adulthood hits, their choices start pulling them apart. Careers, relationships, misunderstandings, everything seems to get in the way of the truth they both avoid saying out loud. The film drifts across years of missed chances, heartfelt letters, and painful what-ifs, capturing how life can bend two people apart even when they're meant to be side by side. Over time, though, their bond only grows stronger, and the story becomes a tender exploration of whether love can survive when everything else changes. At number 3. I Love You, Man, 2009. This movie follows a soon-to-be married man, Peter, who realizes that despite having a fiancée he loves, he doesn't actually have close male friends and decides it's time to fix that. Peter's search for a best man leads him into a series of hilariously awkward friend dates until he finally meets Sydney, a carefree guy who pushes him to loosen up. While the film leans heavily into comedy, it's also a sincere portrait of how friendships shape our romantic lives. The emotional beats come from watching Peter balance his growing bromance with the commitment he's about to make, showing that love stories aren't always just romantic, they're about finding your people. At number 4. Holidate, 2020. This movie follows two singles, fed up with constant holiday pressure from family and friends, who agree to act as each other's no-strings-attached date for every holiday of the year. At first, their arrangement is all jokes, convenience, and mutual eye-rolling. But as the months pass and the holidays stack up, their carefully defined rules start to blur. What's meant to be a safe setup turns into something unexpectedly genuine. The film plays with the idea that love can sneak in quietly right when you think you've built the perfect wall to keep it out. Number 5. The Perfect Find, 2023. This movie follows a woman rebuilding her career and personal life who unexpectedly develops a connection with someone younger and far closer to her work life than she anticipated. The romance grows out of shared vulnerability and unexpected chemistry, blending second-chance themes with the thrill of rediscovery. Though not strictly a friends-to-lovers tale, the film leans into the emotional intimacy that comes from two people learning to trust again, reminding us that love stories in adulthood carry their own depth, risks, and rewards. At number 6. Our Souls at Night, 2017. This movie follows two elderly neighbors who, after years of living quietly and separately, decide to form a companionship based simply on honesty and shared company. What begins as a practical arrangement, just two people helping each other through lonely nights, slowly develops into something deeply personal. Their conversations open old wounds and reveal long-hidden hopes. It's a gentle, beautifully restrained romance about connection later in life, proving that friendship can bloom into love at any age, and sometimes more quietly than we expect. Number 7. Your Place or Mine, 2023. This movie follows two longtime friends whose lifestyles couldn't be more different. One thrives on routine, the other on unpredictability, who switch homes for a week and discover surprising truths about themselves and each other. As they temporarily live each other's lives, the boundaries of their friendship shift. Old feelings resurface, new ones spark, and the distance between them, both emotional and physical, becomes harder to ignore. The film captures the charm of late-blooming romance, where the person you've known forever suddenly feels brand new. At number 8, Set It Up, 2018. This movie follows two overworked assistants who team up to parent trap their bosses into falling in love. As they scheme together late nights, stakeouts, shared frustrations, the real spark forms between them. Their friendship grows out of survival, but the chemistry sneaks up naturally, showing how love often arrives while you're busy fixing someone else's mess. Number 9. The Incredible Jessica James, 2017. This movie follows a fiercely independent woman trying to move on from heartbreak while forming an unlikely friendship with someone who's also emotionally bruised. Their connection starts casually more supportive than romantic, but slowly transforms as they push each other toward confidence and healing. Romance grows not through grand gestures but through genuine companionship. At number 10. Sleeping with Other People, 2015. This movie follows two people with messy love lives who reconnect years after a brief college encounter and decide to stay just friends. Their promise to remain platonic quickly becomes complicated as they help each other unpack emotional baggage. Their bond deepens with honesty and humor, making their eventual shift into romance feel both natural and earned. And that wraps up our list. If you enjoyed these picks, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me which Friends to Lovers story I should cover next. Thanks for watching.